Friday the 13th. Part 2. Yeah, the one where Jason ditches his mom's revenge plot and starts hacking up teenagers on his own. Slashed its way into theaters in 1981, just a year after the original. This time, we jump ahead 5 years, where a fresh batch of unsuspecting camp counselors set up a training program near you-know-where. And since this is an 80s slasher, you already know the drill. These kids are young, wild, and way too eager to sneak off into the woods for some alone time. Seriously, it's like they want Jason to find them. But their summer fun doesn't last long, because lurking in the shadows is Jason, now rocking a creepy burlap sack over his head like some kind of backwoods horror nightmare. And let's be real, the dude looks like he raided a potato farm for his new drip. Now, Friday the 13th Part 2 is one of those sequels that splits horror fans into two camps. Some rank it as one of the best in the franchise, while others, like me, think it's just fine. Don't get me wrong, it's got some killer moments, literally. But Jason's sackhead look? I can't take him seriously. My guy looks like Sloth from the Goonies took up serial killing. But hey, you're not here for my hot takes. You're here for the wild behind-the-scenes stories that make these movies even more legendary. So let's get into it. Fun fact number 1. Onset injuries. Because this movie was basically cursed. You know that brutal opening scene where Jason shoves an ice pick into Alice's head? Turns out, actress Adrienne King, Alice, actually got hurt filming it. The ice pick was designed to retract, but in one take, it didn't. And it cut her for real. Ouch. As if she didn't already have enough reasons not to return for the sequel. Which, by the way, I break down in my first Friday the 13th Fun Facts video. Go check it out. And if you think that's bad, Steve Daskowich, the guy playing Jason, ended up in the ER. During the final fight, Amy Steele, Ginny, swung a real machete at him, and thanks to a timing miscalculation, she actually sliced his hand open. The dude needed 13 stitches, because of course it had to be 13. Fun fact number 2. The cast lived like real camp counselors and got traumatized for it. To keep things authentic, the cast actually lived in real cabins near the set. Sounds fun, right? Well, not if your co-stars decide to mess with you. One night, John Fury, Paul, Bill Randolph, Jeff, and Russell Todd, Scott, thought it'd be hilarious to prank Lauren Marie Taylor, Vicky, you know, the one crushing on wheelchair dude. They snuck up to her cabin in the middle of the night and started scratching at her window like Jason was coming for her. Lauren freaked out so hard she hyperventilated and passed out. IMDb swears this actually happened. Either way, those guys were probably dying laughing while she was just dying. Fun fact number 3. The poster that got rejected, for a lame reason. The original poster for Friday the 13th Part 2 was so much better than what we actually got. Designed by Alex Bell, it followed the same style as the first film's poster, where you see a silhouette of the killer with a terrifying scene inside it. But for some reason, this version got scrapped. My best guess? It spoiled Jason's unmasked face before the big reveal at the end. So instead, the studio went with the most boring alternative possible. A plain black background with the title slapped on it. Yawn. Imagine if they did that to the first movie's poster, just stripping away everything cool. No way would the franchise be as iconic as it is today. Fun fact number 4. Friday the 13th was supposed to be an anthology series. Believe it or not, Friday the 13th was originally meant to be an anthology series. Each movie would be a different horror story, all tied to the date, not Jason. That's why Part 2 was greenlit before the first film even hit theaters. But after Mrs. Voorhees stole the show in the original, the studio went, nah, let's just roll with her kid instead. And that's how Jason became the face of the franchise. Fun fact number 5. The MPAA butchered this movie's kills. If you've ever felt like the kills in Part 2 are a little too fast and bloodless, you're not imagining things. The MPAA came down hard on this movie, threatening to slap it with an X rating. The biggest issue? The double impalement kill. You know, the one where Jason stabs 2 people at once while they're getting it on. Yeah, the MPAA hated it. To get an R rating, the filmmakers had to severely trim down the gore, leaving us with quick, blink and you'll miss it deaths. And that's a wrap. That's all for today's deep dive into Friday the 13th Part 2. If you had fun, smash that like button, subscribe, and hit the bell so you don't miss any of my future horror content. Now let's settle this in the comments. What's your favorite Friday the 13th movie? Are you a Part 4, the final chapter fan, a Jason Lives Die Hard, or do you just love the absolute chaos of Jason X? Drop your answer below, and as always, stay spooky. I'll see you in the next one.